Well, it doesn't matter anymore. The opportunity was here, it's gone, you missed.
The light is on. Everybody turn on your microphones. Welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting, September 25th, 2019. Everybody, again, please check your phones to make sure the sound is on vibrate, and do refrain from texting. That's most appreciated. It's a very exciting night tonight. We have children, and we have a new police chief. And we reversed the order. We changed it around a little bit because we're going to do the children first before we do the oath of office for the police chief, because the children have to go home. It's a school night. You may want to stay. You may want to go home and do homework. But we're going to give you that opportunity to either stay or leave. So at this, and you could go home and do your homework too. At this time, roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Bialy absent. Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kumala.
Here.
Councilman Levy.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Talamini absent.
Is there a motion?
Motion to excuse.
Motion to
Talamini and Bialy.
Second. All in favor?
Second?
Aye.
At this time, please stand to salute to the flag. Remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence. Now you can be seated. All right, as I said, it's a very exciting evening, but we have a lot to accomplish. And first I have to read the announcement. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. But what I do at the beginning of every meeting, I give an update. My mayor's report, it's an update of what's happened since the last council meeting, or since you haven't heard or listened to rumors. It's very important that everybody in the town knows that even if you don't hear what's happening, a lot of work is being done behind the scenes. And so residents really want to know, so we decided that from now on, we're going to tell you, good or bad, you want to know what's happening, we will tell you what's happening. The first thing is that at the recent council meeting, I appointed an ad hoc capital improvements committee and to identify and monitor all our capital projects throughout the town. Our town is getting old. We were incorporated in 1902. We have a lot of roads that need fixing. We have water pipes that need fixing. We have sidewalks that need fixing. So all of a sudden, as you know, in your own home, after a while, things just start breaking. And so we need to have a capital improvements projects committee to look at everything and figure out how we can do it. We would love to do everything at once, but that takes money, and it would cost everybody so much money you wouldn't be able to live in town. The taxes would be so high. So we're doing a little each year. We're putting away money. We're budgeting money, and it's going to be towards capital improvements. And the first thing is, anybody who lives down by the lake in Alderman Brook, you know what's going on. Thank you, Councilman Levy, for all your attention to it, and to our floodplain manager contractor, Nick Agnoli, and Roy Balberger, who really has been right there for immediately. The embankments of the Alderman Brook was starting to cave in, and that means people's homes would have gone into the brook, and people's property and their shed, a particular shed, would have gone into the brook. And so we had to stabilize the embankments. And within a week and a half, the emergency repairs were done. We are now ahead of the projected schedule for Phase 2, and Phase 3 shall begin very shortly. We started with the NJDEP to find emergency repairs, and we have stabilized the banks, and which helps the day I went up there, the water was so murky and so cloudy because there was so much debris coming down Alderman Brook. It stems in Franklin Lakes and from 287, everything, and even Ramapo Valley Road. Everything is falling into the brook. the embankments were getting very shaky, and which was causing all these problems. Now the water is so clear, it's unbelievable. It's like night and day. And again, thank you, Councilman Levy. People have asked about the sidewalk along Great Oak Park, because there are a lot of people in town that like to walk. The sidewalk is collapsed. The embankment of the sidewalk has been collapsed. We tried working with the county. They said it's not our problem. Even though it's a county road, the sidewalks are yours. So and remember, we're in the Highlands area. So we have a lot of constraints when we do anything, because we have to not only answer to the county, the state, but we also have to answer to the Highlands. So we came up with a long-range plan. The temporary solution will be a stone walkway to replace the broken, crumbling sidewalk. And though people can walk, at least. In the meantime, we decided we're going to put a sidewalk on the other side of the street, and then the crossing will be at the Doty Road intersection. And because it'll be there and we'll need help with the crosswalk and a light, we will get, I know you're looking at me, officer, but we will get county help because 202 is a county road, but we can't do the roadway where we are. It will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. This will cost a lot less. And so for the taxpayers' sake, we have to do it on the other side of the road. We have 70 miles of water pipes throughout our town, and they are aging. And every so often, I get the text that our superintendent, Anthony Marcaselli, is out there in the middle of the night fixing a water main break. So we are preparing a replacement and an upgrade plan to do it over a period of time because we have a lot of water pipes that need replacement. Patriots Way Bridge. If you live in the reserve, you know I was there. We talked about the Patriots Way Bridge. We have approximately, and I'm rounding off numbers, $1 million in grants. We're waiting for a $200,000 additional NJDOT grant. Serious discussions are ongoing. We know we have to do the bridge. We have a 5-year lifespan on that bridge, so something will have to be done before 5 years, and we will do it. There was questions about Cardinal Drive, and Rutgers, about repaving and milling. And just so everybody knows that it is October 14th milling, October 15th paving. It's Cardinal Drive and Robbins Lane. And curbing work will start, but you will be able to get in and out of your homes while they're doing the curbing. But there was an error from the contractor down there. I'm talking to our engineer about, do you heard me?
Yes.
Thank you. So we are going to do regular 911, reverse 911 calls, so you know exactly when this is going to happen, when your road is going to be milled and when your road is going to be paved. Updates for RML residents. Something interesting is going to happen tomorrow. There will be a follow-up. I'll send out a message afterwards. But something is happening. Tomorrow night, a representative from Congressman Josh Gottheimer's office is going to come to Borough Hall, 5 p.m. We have, it's his rotating satellite office. Anybody has questions for Congressman Gottheimer, you don't have to make an appointment. Just come and he will welcome all questions. There's going to be a Bergen County Job Fair on October 11th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Bergen County Community College. That's 400 Paramus Road in Paramus. And I was asked to talk about the dog park. Ryan, who's back there, I'm sure, behind the cameras. A dog park update. As you know, he's been working very hard on this dog park in Great Oak Park. He wants me to announce he's taking donations. And anyone wishing to purchase a bench, a tree, or a sign for the dog park, please contact him. He has a website, www.dogpark4oaklandnj.org, or you can email Ryan for information about donating for the dog park, and that is DogRun, that's one word, DogRun, 4, Oakland, @yahoo.com. And he said, please be aware there's going to be a 50-50 raffle coming out soon for the dog park. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone wish to speak? The podium is here, the microphone's in the ceiling. And no one wishes to speak?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, this is the exciting part. The children, you're on. We have 4th grade girls travel, we have 6th grade boys travel, we have 7th grade girls travel championship teams. You're all championship teams. So we'll start with the 4th grade girls.
It's for public purpose. I hope so.
Whatever you want to do. We have the 4th grade, so you want to call them? In the order that you gave us.
You guys want to say?
It's the end.
All right. Taylor Riley.
Certificate. Thank you. This is special.
Come over here. Shake hands.
No, we did. We did. Over the
Come on, Coach. Kayla Curtin. Kylie Horn. Logan Bernacki. Iris Pasquale. Fiona Giederman. Amanda Lawler.
Oh, she's not here. You'll take it.
Aubrey Moran. Ariana Bernari. And Kira Wagner.
And what is a team without the coaches? Tim Curtin.
Thank you. I'll take
Liliana Betts is
Liliana
not
Betts.
here. I'll give it to the coach.
Yep, I'll take it.
Oh, you're waiting for me at the end? Oh, okay. This is the 6th grade boys travel championship team.
Angelo Bellizzi.
Nice job. There you go. Keep going.
Dylan Bernacki.
Congratulations. Thank you. Certificate.
Eric Finale.
Is that for me?
Wow. Do you want to read what it says? You want to read it? Read it out loud so they can hear you.
North Jersey Junior Basketball League 2018-2019 6th grade national conference champions.
Wow.
Ashton Kant.
Congratulations.
Connor Matthews. Joseph Moran. Nico Natarelli.
No.
No more questions?
I'm good.
Oh, you're good?
And Brandon Norton.
Congratulations, here's your certificate.
And Patrick Tompkins.
Congratulations. Then we have coaches. Again, the team would not be the team without the coaches. Douglas Finale.
Well, that's next.
Oh, what's the next one?
That's
You'll
actually,
take that? It says sixth grade boys. It says sixth grade
that's a
boys.
special.
Oh, special. Sixth grade boys travel basketball championship, scoring over 500 points in a season. Ian Scalabrini.
We're gonna do it now?
His mom's here.
Is Mari here?
Come on down.
You wanna do that after the last team?
Sure.
Here, I'll hold on.
Late? All
Can we
right.
do that after the
All
team?
right. Are you hold it?
Yeah, I'll.
All right. No, hold on. Okay. Okay. This is seventh grade.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Great
guys.
job.
Good job.
Now we have the seventh grade girls travel championship team.
Thank you.
You ready?
I am.
Okay.
First one's tough. Okay, Emily Morello. Madison Trocalar. Helena Capiello. Camila Valeco. Caitlin Moscovetra. Daniela Reich. Allison Babino. Haley Struz. Christina Irizarry.
And then we have the coaches.
We also have Veronica.
I don't have that.
We have Veronica. Veronica Barilla.
We'll get her.
We'll get
It's
it.
okay.
We'll
We'll
get
get
it.
her.
That's okay. Now the coaches. Right.
Thank you. Steve Trocalar. He's not here, but we can keep it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we would like to say something.
Yeah, you can. Oh, sure, thank you.
Yeah, I don't even need to say.
Pen, I got just need a pen.
Yeah, I have a pen.
Now, if you stand by the podium, there's a microphone in the ceiling. Thank you.
I am the basketball commissioner, and we have a series of tryouts, and it's a 2-week tryout series before we make our teams. And all the athletes have to try out. they go to 2 tryouts, and then we form our teams from that. And obviously, we did a great job forming our teams this last season because we winded up with 3 championship teams, which as long as I've been a commissioner, which is only 2 years, that's the most teams we've had in a championship. So we're really proud of you all, and congratulations to you. We know how long the season is and how hard you work, and we're super happy that you got to experience the end result and bring home that trophy. With that, we had several athletes that stood above the average, and they scored over 500 points in one season. And this is quite an accomplishment, and it's something I feel as a commissioner and an athlete myself that needs to be recognized. So I created an individual trophy for each one of the athletes, and I also created a trophy that will sit in the Danny D building with the year that the athlete scored the 500 points, and it will always be in there. And hopefully we can add to it as we go. So with that, our first, this is my right-hand man.
Press second.
My travel coordinator, who helps and assists me with all of this stuff.
Why don't you tell everybody your name? Not everybody knows
TJ
you.
Downey. This is TJ Downey. Thank you. Sorry.
Most of you guys probably know me.
We have
Wow.
Gavin and Wright. Congratulations, Gavin. And on it says, presented to Gavin and Wright for scoring 569 points in the 2019 season in his 8th grade year. Congratulations. Oh, actually, no. Stay there because we'll get parents. We'll get all the athletes that scored 500 together.
You don't want
Absolutely.
And with the parents. Yeah.
Sure.
Come on, Chris, get up here.
Thank you very much. We have Angelo Belizzi. Congratulations, Angelo. On it states, presented to Angelo Belizzi for scoring 582 points in the 2019 season in his 6th grade year.
Wow.
And then
Just gotta focus on scoring. Yeah, just keep No. And you want to take if you're playing money.
our last athlete is Ian Scalabrini. He graduated 2 years ago already. He's now a sophomore in high school. But I had to go back and check our records and our books because I know he was a high scorer, and I had to make sure I got everybody that scored above 500. So Ian Scalabrini, presented to Ian for scoring 586 points in the 2018 season in his 8th grade year. And Ian could not be here tonight. He has a prior engagement. at his new high school. So Coach Belizzi is going to accept it for him and make sure he gets it. Thank you, Coach. And last but not least, I think it's important you get to see the trophy. That will be in the Danny D building.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
You designed these?
That is our trophy. Not my hand, I promise, but it states, athletes who have achieved scoring over 500 points in one season. 2018 season, Ian Scalabrini, 586 points. 2019 season, Angelo Belizzi, 582 points. 2019 season, Gavin Enright, 569 points. We're really proud of you all.
Hopefully put some more names on that trophy next
I'm
year.
sure you
Yes,
will.
that's the goal.
And I want to thank you. We have a wonderful rec program, and we are so lucky with the volunteers, the coaches, the parents for supporting the children, allowing them to play all these sports, and for our volunteers on the rec commission, and I know it's not easy all the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you can stay. We welcome you to stay. We have a very exciting item on the agenda right now. We are going to now swearing in our new police chief. So I invite you to stay, but if you'd like to leave, this is the time to go. You want a 5-minute recess? Yeah. All right, this will be a 5-minute recess. They want to go home. Anytime.
Is there a trophy for our
Probably I would have gotten it. You can always email me. Look at the website, email me with all your questions. I think you should go talk to the commissioner.
Thank you. All right. Oh, thanks again. Thank you.
Congratulations. Very nice. Congratulations.
Linda.
How's your dad?
Good to see you.
We have one, ask the chief.
It's 5 minutes up? I feel like I'm in one of the classes I take. Everybody sits in the back and no one comes to the front.
That's me, sorry.
So this is history in the making in Oakland. We have a new chief. And I am so excited to be able to administer the oath of office. I thank all the other officers from other towns. Welcome to Oakland. We have a great town. We have a great police force, as you can see. Volunteers. We have our volunteers also here to celebrate on this occasion. And you see me in a different hat than when you see me in the courtroom in Vicinage 2. So at this time, we have a resolution pending, and the resolution is Resolution 19258, appoint a police chief. And I'll ask our council president, who is also the chair of our Public Safety Committee, to read the resolution. Councilman Knapp?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I just want to say hello to Chief Casper down there. I think it's very nice to show up, so thank you, Chief. Okay, whereas there has been a vacancy in the police chief due to a retirement in 2018, it is necessary to appoint a police chief. And whereas Police Captain Keith Sanzari has been acting as officer in charge since February 28, 2018. And whereas the mayor and council believe that appointing Captain Sanzari is in the best interest of the police department. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Oakland that Keith Sanzari be appointed as police chief for the Borough of Oakland. And be it further resolved that Chief Sanzari will be paid a salary of $165,000 effective September 12th, 2019. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Absolutely.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Well, the resolution is in. Now all you now have to do now is take the oath of office. And we need your family to hold the Bible. And it's very heavy. Are you holding the Bible? It's very heavy. You may need some help with Mom, okay? Want to help? Got it? You ready? This will help you out, it's optional. Ready? I
I, Keith Sanzari,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties,
perform all the duties
the office of, you could say it,
of the office of Police Chief,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
And that is it. Now it's official.
I signed the captain's.
But I said nobody read his handwriting, it doesn't matter.
Puzzled look.
Good question. Thanks. Does that mean you can't get in?
Now I'm told Chief, as his first assignment, is he wants to say a few words.
Chief. Thank you. Chief, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Speech.
Remember, the microphone's up in the ceiling.
Some drywall's on the floor. Yeah, I've been signing captain for the last year and a half, but I wrote over it in chief, so. So I was in the hallway this afternoon at work, and one of my lieutenants asked me if I had a speech prepared for tonight. So I paused for 3 seconds and nervously said, yeah, of course. And at that point, I turned around, went into my office, and wrote the following. So,
On borough time?
well, you can't pay me for overtime anymore, so. So, to the mayor, council, and borough administrator, I thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate you trusting me with with the many important responsibilities that this job entails. I can assure you I'll continue to do everything in my ability to provide the residents of Oakland with the highest level of law enforcement services. And in speaking of those services, I'm not just talking about enforcing the law. In fact, when we as Oakland police officers speak about our jobs with one another, we rarely speak of enforcement. We work in a truly great town, and many of us call Oakland our home as well, including myself. So when we talk about our responsibilities, we often speak about helping and providing assistance to residents when they need it most. We assist residents when they are victims of crimes. We respond when residents have medical emergencies. We help residents when mental illness is taking over. And we do for residents when they are physically incapable of doing for themselves. We protect life and property and patrol at night so residents can sleep easy. So hopefully when their motion sensor light activates at 3 a.m., they can jump out of bed, look out their window, and take comfort in the patrol car passing their house instead of a person looking to commit a crime against them or their property. We also take great pride in interacting with the community whenever we can, especially at events attended by our town's youth. We respect our residents, their constitutional rights, and their freedoms. We are all proud to oversee this community, to protect it, and to serve it. This promotional ceremony is for me, but my success is a product of a number of people working toward a common goal. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the hard work of others. So I'd like to thank all of the Oakland police officers that are here tonight and the ones who could not make it. I'd especially like to thank my administrative staff, Detective Lieutenant Christian Eldridge and Lieutenant Tim Keenan, for their support and assistance. I'd like to thank the rest of the staff, especially my administrative assistant, Christine Davis. Thank you all for all of your help, hard work, and cooperation. I'm proud to have been born, raised, and still living in Oakland today with my wife and son. My wife Tammy and my son Dane have made big sacrifices for me, the police department, and the borough, as all families of law enforcement do. But they know it is necessary because of the importance of my job. I thank them for that. They have been my biggest fans since day one and are unconditionally supportive. I'd also like to thank my parents, Al and Marlene, for raising me the way that they did, for teaching and providing me with all the necessary tools and skills needed to get here today. I'd also like to thank my sister Stacy for being a great older sibling and tolerating me for all those years growing up. I wish I could thank and acknowledge everyone personally, but I don't want to take up too much time. So thank you to the rest of my family and friends here tonight. We're here tonight in spirit. Thank you.
Now, does this mean you're all leaving also?
Another
Another 5-minute recess.
Congratulations. How are you? How are you? Good. Good. How's your mom doing? Yeah. That's what she's doing. I don't know anyone down there anymore. She was the last person I knew. Good seeing you. Take care. I'll see you, buddy. Hey, you know what? I already told her. Push
Tina, good, how are you? Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this was lovely. It was very nice. It was wonderful. I didn't want to tell the story that I knew you were going to start. I really didn't. I wanted him to stay away from that. He went to my son. I know. When he first came out, he said, I'll see you later after many years. We're going over there. Thank you.
Can I go now? Can I leave?
You're invited to go to W. Unless you want to go to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever you do.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm not running for re-election this year.
No.
Mayor, we'll be ready in 20 minutes. By the time we get it, hi, son.
This was very nice.
The temperature went down like that.
Very nice.
A lot of people.
This was nice. Maybe we'll get cooler now.
Mr. Levy?
Okay.
We had 3/4 out of town for the kids.
Okay. Recess is over.
Hey, you want this closed?
No, it's hot.
Yes.
Whatever.
We need to keep the air conditioning in.
Now we'll get cool.
They want to go party.
Okay. Where are we here? Minutes, August 28th, 2019. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinutelli.
Yes.
September 11th, 2019.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinutelli.
Yes.
We have executive session minutes from August 28th, 2019. If there's going to be any discussion, it must be done during executive session. There a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No. Roll call.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp. Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinutelli.
Yes.
Okay, appointment of public events. We have somebody who put in Diane Ferguson, public events. Is there a motion? She will then take over for a 3-year appointment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Bingo license 1366. This is for the PTSO Indian Hills High School on October 29th. Bingo to benefit project graduation. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Raffle license 1367, PTSO Indian Hills High School, October 29th, raffle, 50% cash proceeds to benefit graduation.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Raffle license 1368, HS, what is HS? Is what?
Homeschool Association.
Thank you. HSA, St. Elizabeth School, at the Knights of Columbus on November 8th. It's a raffle. Proceeds to benefit St. Elizabeth Interparochial School to be used for school events and activities.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 1369, raffle HSA St. Elizabeth on November 8th at the Knights of Columbus. Raffle, again, it's proceeds to benefit St. Elizabeth School to be used for school events and
So moved.
events.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Raffle license 1370, St. Elizabeth School on November 8th at the Knights of Columbus. It's a raffle, again, proceeds for St. Elizabeth School.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 1371, PTSO Indian Hills High School at the Oakland Elks Lodge on October 26th, 50% of cash proceeds for scholarships for graduating seniors.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Raffle license 1372, Sports Association of Oakland, Borough Hall Conference Room on December 2nd, a raffle. Proceeds to be used for the development of a planned dog park in Great Oak
So
Park.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Then there is to approval for Altice USA to install equipment in borough right-of-way.
So moved.
What is this? Question?
Approval for Altice USA to install equipment in borough right-of-way.
Mayor, Altice has come to the borough to install equipment within the right-of-way at two locations in town, one at 302 West Oakland Avenue, the other at 8 Thornton Road. These are cabinets within the right-of-way. I wrote to the mayor and council on September 16th.
Yes, we have a letter.
Right, with conditions for the approval. The conditions basically have to do with safety, to make sure that they're in a safe location, utility locations, and other matters that are of the borough's interest.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Any discussion?
Subject to the conditions as outlined by Mr. Yukimic in his letter.
And you will have the letter in your packet, in your computer.
Yes. Thank you.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It was approved. Approve social affairs permit Oakland Elks to hold a murder mystery dinner on October 19th at the Oakland Elks Lodge.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Request to work Saturdays for road program on Potted.
Other social affairs comments?
Yeah, there was the karaoke night.
Karaoke night was first.
One above
sorry.
the murder
Above the murder mystery? Oh. On October 12th, the Oakland Elks, at the Oakland Elks, there's going to be a karaoke night.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we have request to work Saturdays for the road program, pave potash on September 28th, Bauer Drive, milling 10 to 5, 2 crews, then pave 10 to 12 with 2 crews. Can we get an okay for a 6 a.m. start?
No.
So that's a no?
Yeah, Mayor, if we may, we had a pre-construction meeting, and the idea here is because of the high volume of traffic, especially on Bauer during the weekday, that we need a contractor to do this on the weekend, and to minimize the amount of disruption, they're going to be having 2 crews instead of the normal one for both the milling and the paving, and to make sure that they get it in during the, that one-day period, they need to start at 6 a.m.
How could you do that to people on a Saturday
Well,
morning?
this is Bauer,
This
so
is
it's
Bauer
the
Drive
industrial
Industrial
park.
Yeah, but there are
Yes.
houses that abut the industrial park. I
John,
guess you
can
don't care about the Franklin
Speak to
Lakes
how
people.
much noise this will or won't create or disruption?
I don't know, does milling create a lot of noise?
Milling does create a lot of noise.
The houses that are gonna hear this are Franklin Lakes too, by the way.
I said that, Franklin Lakes.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, that's that
But they're,
expensive
but
spelling.
the road is not in front of their house though, right?
Correct.
It's across
No,
the,
it's
across the lake.
way.
I'm not saying it's okay because it's Franklin Lakes, I didn't mean it that way.
No.
Well, is there a motion to approve it?
There's no residential on these roads. It's
Is there a motion to
industrial.
approve it?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Then they can do it.
We'll just approve that. I was opposed.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I'm
I didn't hear
what you
that.
said. Yeah.
I didn't hear you say no.
I
He
didn't,
did.
because I didn't hear you
Too
say
late.
it. No, I could still
There's
say
one,
it.
there's one opposed.
No.
We got it, we got it. Resolutions, we'll do as consent unless you want any pulled out. Authorized shared agreement, Roth Avenue, as you know, is half Oakland, I don't know if it's exactly half, but it's Oakland and Franklin Lakes. And we want to work together with Franklin Lakes to repave the street, and Franklin Lakes will serve as the lead agency. Resolution 19260 is authorized refunds of a building permit fee of $192 to Christian Caparimo, 73 Oakland Avenue. Again, on $192. 19261 is authorized the Library Board of Trustees to accept artwork. Now, you will know, we heard this from Ms. Ons and Sheila Boylan, who have offered to donate certain artwork to the borough. They've consulted with borough representatives, that's the location. The borough has indicated the same be installed in the Borough of Oakland Library. And the mayor and council considered the offer made for the donation and deems its best interest to conditionally accept the artwork. And 19262, authorized recreation refund, the amount of $62 for soccer fees to Jennifer Knowles, 10 Valley Forge Road in Oakland. And 19263, originally it was to award the bid for the construction of accessory garage at Fire Company Number 1. And this resolution, however, is recommending that the bids be rejected for the accessory Fire Company Number 1 project, since the bids received exceeded the architect's estimate. Is any pulled out? If not, motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinishalli.
Yes.
Final adoption of the towing ordinance is a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Anybody wish to speak on the towing ordinance?
Motion to close.
Wish to speak?
Second.
It's closed. Okay, motion for the towing ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinishalli.
Yes.
19 Code 791, ordinance to establish fees for permitting entities to advertise on banners to be installed on light or utility poles within the Borough of Oakland and an Oakland community calendar.
So moved.
Second.
This is to open to the public. It's
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Open.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wish to speak?
Motion to close.
Second.
Roll call.
Keep that.
Oh, to close, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, now it's roll call. Motion,
So moved.
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinishalli.
Yes.
Okay, work session items, proposal for engineering Great Oak Park ban shell.
Mayor, I asked Rich to keep putting this on the agenda until I get all the pieces for this. I don't have all the pieces yet.
So it's not on the
so-
agenda.
Please carry it till the next meeting.
Carried. Grant for EV charging stations, that's electrical, right, for the cars?
Yes.
Yes, Mayor, so we're looking to apply for a grant. This is with the Green Team has been working on this, along
Wow.
with Michael in my office. And the idea would be to install a dual-part electric vehicle charging station in the downtown, in our lot. And that would apparently, from what we've been able to learn, fill a gap in the current coverage
Excellent.
afforded by EV chargers in the area, especially along the Route 287 corridor. So with that, I'm just going to turn it over to Michael. He'll take you through some of the particulars. We can answer any questions that you have.
So you see in your packet, I provided a rendering of what the charging station would look like. It would be in the first two right-hand spots when you enter the public parking lot. The charger is a ChargePoint charger. It's through the ESCNJ co-op. There is an estimate here. The estimate reflects a 5-year service and commercial plan that fully covers us for any liabilities, any vandalism, anything that goes wrong with the chargers. The total project cost comes to $25,493. With the help of our DPW, we are able to lower that cost by $7,086, with a total project cost of $18,406. The NJDEP grant is for up to $6,000. So there is an upfront cost, but with that charging station, most towns in the area do charge the public to use them. So in collaboration with the Green Team, we suggest a $1 per hour charge for a maximum of 2 hours. After that, we would propose a squatting fee, it's called. So if a person stays past the allotted 2 hours, we would charge them, say, $5 or $10, and that would be for the rest of the day.
How do you charge them? It's like a meter?
It's a meter. You use your credit card or debit card.
Oh, okay.
And it gets charged. And there's a variety of pricing models out there to look at to make sure that we
okay.
get our money back on this, and that we're not subsidizing the cost of the electric and whatnot.
So what do we vote? What is tonight?
Tonight's just a discussion to get your feedback. We would have a resolution on to approve the grant submittal at the first meeting in October, and then submit the grant.
Anybody have any comments?
Question? So the grant is $6,000 and the entire project costs $18,000?
Yes.
Correct.
So $12,000 for this project? How soon do you see the return on investment as far as charging?
I have a detailed return on investment spreadsheet from the electrical contractor. With an hourly fee of $1, anticipated hourly use of 6 hours per day, which is, I called other towns, it's about what other towns are experiencing. So a $1 fee, 6 hours per day, and a $2 service fee. The borough's return on investment after 5 years is $26,000. So we are getting our money back.
And it's not even we're getting the money back. What a great service to our residents.
Absolutely. And there is a gap. There are no charging stations around here.
Do we don't just limit it to Oakland residents?
No, it would be open to anybody.
So it's going to be how many charging stations? 2?
2.
So what is it, first come, first
One dual
serve?
park charger, so 2 spaces.
So it's first come, first serve?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the maintenance cycle on these?
As I said, 5 years is guaranteed with the maintenance contract that we get. After that, a lot of this infrastructure is very new, so a lot of that's kind of to be seen. But it does come initially with a 5-year warranty on all parts and labor, and I think also a 5-year warranty plan for all of the telemetry and data links and everything like that that's needed as well. Right?
I got to tell you, I think it's a great idea, because if we're going to grab traffic coming off 287, they'll come here while they're charging for an hour or two and to spend their money with our business and restaurants in the downtown area.
Yeah, and we had a phone call today with, I guess, the head of their program office at DEP, and they had kind of pointed that out, that part of the holdback still, or reticence amongst some to go electric, is that whole range anxiety issue. And by having a smart meter where they have an app and they have all of the locations of these stations, it helps reduce that. And I think we'll see some of that, capture some of that traffic from 287 that would otherwise potentially go elsewhere. Or
Can we also use this charging station, obviously, if the borough ever gets an electric vehicle, don't have to pay the $1 fee on it, or would it be waived?
We could, or if we decide to go in that route for part of our fleet, we could look at putting in our own station at that point.
Okay.
And it's in the municipal lot, right?
No, it's going to be it's in the municipal lot in the downtown.
Right, in the middle of town.
Yes.
We have one in my office parking lot, never had an issue with it.
I think it's a great service to our residents.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll prepare the resolution for the next meeting then.
Ballots.
Bollards.
Bollards is me, man.
It's leaving?
No. What happened
Oh,
was,
it's you.
Councilman Knapp at the last meeting was concerned about safety requirements in parking areas. At that meeting and some prior discussions with Councilman Knapp, I indicated that, you know, under the current state of the law, we could not force existing business to install pedestrian safety measures for existing businesses between, you know, the parking areas and where pedestrians would enter into the buildings. What you can do is you can make that a requirement of your site plan today. Rich requested I draft a site plan amendment, which I've done. I suggest that that be reviewed by Mr. Yakimic. If it's acceptable, we could introduce the ordinance at the next meeting and ship it to the planning board
I
for
was
their
going to say,
review.
just of the planning board.
Yeah, for their review and comment. But the ordinance basically says that, you know, some sort of pedestrian safety device such as bollards is to be installed as part of the site plan process to protect the existing buildings, pedestrian walkways from the parking areas. As has been indicated, and it is way too often, we see vehicles entering into buildings, most recently Paramus Mercedes into the glass
And what about,
of the dealership.
what about Zadie's Bake Shop in Fairlawn?
Zadie's was closed for 2 months.
I know, it was a
and
disaster.
And just opened.
So this, we can't go, bless you, Pat.
Thank you.
We can't go backwards, so those existing parking lots, it would be up to the owner of the property if they're willing to do something, but this is for future site plans.
This is for any business that comes in. If, let's say, let's say Copper Tree Mall or one of the existing malls comes in for an amended approval, a site plan approval.
Right.
Substantial.
Oh, bless you, you
This
okay?
ordinance would be applicable. But as I indicated at the last meeting,
Right.
I think what you will be seeing, these events are way too often. And I think there may be requirements of insurance carriers now to require some form of protection. I think that's what you will see. What we can't accomplish by a government, they'll accomplish through the pocketbook by saying you're uninsurable unless you do something.
So at the last meeting, we discussed somebody from the borough writing a letter to the existing parking lots that fall under this condition, asking them if they'd be willing to. Is there some sort of incentive program that we could institute, whether it's a tax break or something like that? I don't know.
We couldn't do a tax break because you're very limited on how you treat your taxpayers. You know, we really don't have a lot of license fees. Some communities have a license fee that you can probably, you know, in those instances, you'd probably be able to waive. You know, my suggestion would be, you know, the police department has a lot to do, but if they would identify what they perceive are the, you know, the high-risk ones, you know, I can certainly craft a letter to go out either by the police chief or by the administrator to those businesses. But I think we should specifically target what we perceive are the ones that are, you know, most likely to have some risk.
So let me ask you, they're pretty obvious where they are. It's where the, you know, the front end parking is, right? So Oakland Pizza, where that used to be, there's a new pizzeria going in there, or a new something going in there. Can this new ordinance require them to put them, even if it's just in front of their place? or no?
The answer is no, unless the center came in for site plan approval. Typically, you don't trigger site plan approval when one business goes out and new business goes
They want
in.
to redesign the parking lot?
But if they want to do an
Yeah.
extension of the lot, of the,
If they did an addition, if they came in to do improvements within the parking area, because the parking area stinks there anyway, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's the way it is.
Okay, I think it's important that this is done. You know, Eric and I were involved in the fatality in the Seals Shopping Center
that was
across
a
from.
couple of years ago.
No, that was a long time
It
ago.
was longer than a couple of years ago?
Yeah,
Recently.
15 years ago. But there's
Not
been
recently.
numerous since I've, you know, since I can remember, probably close to a dozen
Yeah.
of these people just shooting right through the stores. And it makes you nervous that some of these,
You read about it all the time.
like sitting by the window at Oakland Pizza, there's no way I was doing that because You just,
What was a shock at Mercedes and Brabus?
Well, you look at certain events, and, it's just not in this state, it's all over the
oh,
country.
absolutely. And now with the cell phones and distracted driving, it just adds to it, so.
All right.
So Rich, you'll work with the police chief, come up with the places, and Brian, you'll write the letter?
I can craft a letter, and certainly, once the chief, can.
Well, it doesn't have to be
Set-
bollards. It could
set
be a
a- set
little
a-
pretty
well,
fence. Some people
it
have
has
this
to-
fencing.
It has to be something
that's
that
gonna
will
hold the car back.
protect
Yeah.
the area. I mean, as you see, in the realm of national security today, you see these types of bollards all over the place because it's supposed to withstand the impact of a vehicle.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Agreement with Oakland Elks for styrofoam recycling.
This is an interesting one. If you recall, earlier this year, we applied for and were granted a $3,000 grant from the BCUA to develop a styrofoam recycling program. And we've been working on that. The challenge for us has really been finding a suitable borough-owned location for this. We actually don't have that many areas where, there's site suitability. So in, discussions that the Green Team members had with various organizations, the Elks have stepped forward and have offered us use of their
great.
property, their parking lot, to put the bin that would serve as the receptacle for the styrofoam. Based on that, we'll be looking at, the size that we want to use that'll fit the site, and maximize the capacity as much as possible. So in order to move this forward, we'd like to suggest that we have Brian, work on an agreement, a use agreement with the Elks to kind of memorialize this, so that we can, have certainty with this and move forward on ordering the equipment that we need to.
Excellent.
All right, so does anybody have
Okay.
any questions on that?
Proposal for engineering Rampo Valley Road sidewalks.
Mayor, this is, the borough, as you may or may not know, received a $217,000 grant to extend sidewalks northward along Rampo Valley
Yes.
Road, where goat paths and broken sidewalk currently exist. And as discussed with the Infrastructure Committee, Capital Committee last week, I prepared this proposal. It's in draft form. Kevin has not signed it yet.
That's why.
But I believe it captures everything that the Infrastructure Committee wanted, which is basically to extend the surveying work all the way up to Saratoga, so that we could talk to the residents up there and see precisely where the right-of-way is with all these old properties that line Rampo Valley Road. So that's what this proposal is. Kevin did take a look at it and commented on it previously, but I would like to point out he did not execute it.
That's great, because pedestrians are always asking for sidewalks up there for walking.
So if the council has any questions this evening about this, this is our cost to do the surveying work and to do the conceptual drawings associated with it.
Okay. All right, new business. Anybody have new business?
Yes, Mayor, I do.
Go ahead.
I think we're all aware of the recent publicity that we've seen, not only on TV, but on radio and news stations, about the problems we're having with vaping. I understand over 500 illnesses have been associated with vaping. 8 of them have resulted in death. Some very disabling illnesses. Some people are on life support for the rest of their life. And mainly this is affecting teenagers. Part of the problem is that some of the vaping products are flavored with flavors such as cotton candy, bubble gum.
You know what, I didn't understand that. So the unflavored is okay?
No, it's not
No,
okay.
they're all bad. The flavored ones attract children.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They're marketed to children.
So my suggestion, which I just heard on the news the other day, that not only states are banning flavored vaping, but also municipalities. So I'd like our borough attorney to look into that, making sure there's no additional liability to the borough, of course.
And the health department is,
No, I didn't bring it
Board
up
of Health?
to, no, we haven't brought it up to the health department yet, but As their liaison and former health officer, I'm really concerned about this. You see them, I mean, I even understand when we had the vaping store in town, they had contests for who could blow the biggest smoke, or the most smoke, or the biggest ring, or whatever the heck they called it. And it really is
That's
debilitating.
the e-cigarette, right? Or
Yeah,
different?
yeah,
See,
yeah, yeah.
Do you know, I was in court, and Brian will appreciate this, in Morristown Courthouse. And it was a divorce, very contentious divorce, and we were waiting and waiting and waiting, and all of a sudden, the other attorney, my adversary, is by the window, and I see smoke coming out. And I said, you can't smoke, it's a smoke-free building,
Right,
the
right.
courthouse. He says, mind your own business. He says, an e-cigarette, I can do it.
No, you can't. I mean, if the courthouse banned all forms of smoking, it's banned.
Right? That's what I thought, okay.
So anyway, like our borough attorney, I mean, I don't know if the rest of the council
Anybody
is
want to,
against it, in favor of it.
anybody opposed that,
Anybody opposed?
a draft of something?
Bobby?
I'm not opposed at all.
A
Bobby's only
draft?
concern is he does like bubble gum.
I think what we need to do is that, you know, the research, to ban the sale of them. I don't know if we'd be able to ban the use of
I
them.
mean, smoking on the street. I don't
Correct.
think you can do that, isn't that
Right. Yeah, but, you know,
unconstitutional?
we need to do some research, is that perhaps you can ban the sale within the
Right.
municipality.
Right. Thank you, that's all I have
Oh,
on
that's
new
good.
business.
Anybody else? Any old business? Council committee reports, we'll start with, well, we don't have Councilman Salamini. Councilman Cabana.
Yeah, I'm all alone down here. Hi, John.
That's right, you're,
All right, recreation report. Currently, roller hockey signups are ongoing. Basketball and wrestling will be opening up on October 1st. You can register for more information. Go to oaklandrec.org. Also, an update on the roller hockey rink. Last week, all the milling was completed. And currently, this week, they already finished digging the trenches so they can start putting the forms in for the curbing that's going to go around the hockey rink, and that's going to start tomorrow. And soon they'll be pouring concrete. So it's moving very quickly, and the weather's really been in everybody's favor. As far as OCC, once again, they're certainly looking for volunteers. If anybody wants to volunteer, email occ@oakland-nj.org. That's occ@oakland-nj.org. They also want us to remind the residents that the OLPH Mass is once again back on the air, broadcasting every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And really, that's all I have. Thank you,
and
Mary.
with that, any other religious affiliation, any church, is welcome to contact the OCC if they want to record their church service or synagogue service or temple service or any religious, any affiliation. Everybody has the right. The only people that have taken OCC up is OLPH. Otherwise, everybody is welcome.
Absolutely.
Councilman?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The Green Team will be meeting Monday, September 30th at 7:15 p.m. I attended the Board of Health meeting in which they introduced an ordinance to amend the Board of Health food ordinance establishing posting location for inspection placards in food establishments and establish a 4-hour temporary food license category. The inspection placards sometimes are buried somewhere in the establishment, and this ordinance requires them to post it by the opening so that people will know before they even go in the store what the sanitary posting is of the food establishment. So that has to come up for a second reading, and then we'll be enforcing that later. Thank you, Mayor. That's it.
Oh, Councilman.
Oh, well, thank you. Actually, Floyd Commission did not meet. We're working on Shade Tree. We're working on getting our ordinances reviewed by Mr. Chakowski, so hopefully we'll have that in the next couple meetings. From the Zoning and Planning Board, I was contacted by one of our members. I believe Councilman Kamala, you had approached Rick Lepre regarding the billboard on 287. And I guess there's some concern as to why the zoning board allowed the billboard to go up. The zoning board actually originally turned that down.
No,
They
the zoning
denied
board
it.
denied it.
Right, that's
Right,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
The zoning board denied it. We came before the council to revise an ordinance. We were advised by our council that if we were to take it to court, we would lose. and it would be a costly litigation. So we all did agree in principle to allow the amended ordinance to put a modicum of control on what they were doing. Had it gone to court, there's no telling how badly we would have lost, but it was certainly indicated that that was probably going to be the probable result. I know that during the actual vote, you voted not to adopt the ordinance, but at that point, we'd already all agreed to pass the ordinance. So I just wanted to make that clear. This was not, the zoning board did not do it, and we did not, we did it to prevent spending a lot of money in litigation, and quite frankly, I believe, and Rich, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that billboard is probably going to generate
Yes.
$11,000 or something?
11,100 and
rateables?
something.
Yeah, the added assessment's over 300,000, and then you convert that into what with the tax rate, it'll be over 11,000.
11,000.
So what that billboard, I mean, and again, nobody really likes billboards, I mean, except for billboard companies. But,
It's on
in a
287.
town like ours where ratables are so important and we're having such a challenge getting them in because we don't have sewers yet, $11,000 a year goes a long way to helping, as opposed to entering into a court battle, which just, gets Brian another Mercedes.
Maybe two.
Maybe two. So anyway, I just want you, that's why it was done that way.
Yeah, I
Thank you
just
for
had a
bringing it
question.
up.
Not a problem.
Anything else?
No, I'm actually.
Nothing else?
I defer.
Councilman?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. My monthly public service reports for the month of August, we'll start with the first aid squad. They ran 70 calls for service totaling 140 hours. They had just under 1,000 hours of what they call on-duty time, which is standing by waiting for their need, their call to duty. Total hours dedicated to the borough for the month, 1,127. Yearly, they ran 576 calls for service, totaling between training and calls, 10,722 hours.
Did not find it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it was him.
Is that Pat?
Yeah.
I got confused.
Fire Department, month of August, 33 calls, 1,293 hours. Year-to-date, 252 calls, 7,809 hours in calls. Total 8,007 hours between calls, drills, and training. Police Department, month of August, 326 motor vehicle stops, totaling 487 summonses. They responded to 45 burglar alarms, 32 motor vehicle crashes. They had 10 radar details and 10 traffic enforcement details as well. They also, I just wanted to bring this up, I don't know if people realize this, but they went to 5, I don't know what camera's on me, but they went to 5 abandoned 911 calls. So when somebody calls 911 and they hang up, and the police will call back, and if nobody answers, and even if somebody does answer, you dial 911, you were getting a police officer at your house, just to confirm that there's not really an incident. Sometimes it's children doing it, sometimes it's people dusting. I don't really know who uses a house phone anymore, but it happens.
I do.
Well, I'll leave it at that.
I do too.
Thank you.
And again, I'll leave it at
Case in
that.
point.
So, I thought it was important for the public to realize that if you do dial 911, whether you tell the police that it's okay or not, they will be responding because, God forbid, there's somebody standing next to you with a weapon telling you to tell the police that it's okay. And lastly, I'm going to end on, we already touched on the bollard issue. So I personally met with a couple residents in reference to speeding issues. I've already spoke to the now chief of police, and he's setting up radar details in those areas. The police are continuing to do active shooter training in different locations throughout the borough. On the active shooter topic, as sad as it is, the first aid squad now needs to look at starting to get body armor so they can go into warm and hot zones. God forbid there is an issue, if people need help, they need the ability to go in and do their thing. So that will be talked about in future meetings as far as budgetary allotment for it. And Municipal Alliance, real quick, is quiet. I have nothing on that. And last, I'm going to read the letter from the now chief. Message to the residents, October 2nd is Walk to School Day. Please continue to be mindful of pedestrians and bicyclists on the roadway at all times. Also, the Oakland Police have received a number of speeding complaints on residential streets, as I just spoke of, throughout the town. Enforcement efforts have increased, so please be courteous to your neighbors, slow down and assist.
What is Walk to School Day? I mean,
It's the day when you walk to school.
No, I mean, why is that, how is that different from other days?
Other days you get a ride.
No.
It just brings attention to it. That's just the day.
We celebrated that in Lincoln Park. It was in commemoration of
Anybody get
a
hit?
DEA agent who died,
Oh.
and they have this red day for that.
Well, if you bring that up, motor vehicle operators should remember that if there's a pedestrian in that crosswalk, you'd better stop, otherwise you can get a ticket.
Additionally, please remember New Jersey law requires all vehicles to stop for school buses that have the red lights activated to ensure all children can safely load and discharge from the bus. And keep one thing in mind, a lot of those little kids are running across the street, not getting off on the same side. So please drive with caution and keep an eye out for school buses. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just make a comment, Mr. Knapp? Bob, I received I was at Back to School Night up at Indian Hills a couple weeks ago, and some of the parents are just wondering if there's any way a police officer can go up there during drop-off and see if they can smooth things out or make it move a little.
School?
Indian Hills High School.
Oh, that's been addressed.
It has? Okay, very good, thank you.
All right, motion's open.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I guess you want to speak?
Marilyn Stallman. I live at 44 Truman Boulevard, and I'm past exalted ruler and trustee of Oakland Elks at 33 Remco Valley Road. First, I'd like to address, you discussed vaping tonight, and in addition to the addiction problems, also like to address there is a pollution problem with vape containers. It was brought to my attention. I'm a fairly new dog owner, that I have to be very careful walking the dog because people do throw vape containers on the street. And
Wow.
our dog walker has seen them and told my daughter to watch out. And that's very, very dangerous for dogs.
Did you bring that up with the Board of Health and see if there's something?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, lighter note, the latter half of October is going to be very busy at the Oakland Elks. We have a murder mystery on Saturday,
I announced it.
October
We gave you-
19th. Okay. It's $40 per person, which includes the show and dinner. And then the
You have extra flyers?
Yes, I do. I do have extra flyers. I even have tickets here tonight if anybody wants to come see me in the control room afterwards. Or I think everybody knows where to find me and how to contact me.
Always.
Right, and then a week later, on Saturday, October 26th, we have Flow Follies is having a fundraiser, a Halloween party at the Oakland Elks Lodge.
And costumes?
Costumes. Yeah, costumes. There's
Dessert
a
contest.
Are you performing?
dessert contest.
You don't want me performing. I will be cooking though.
And from what I understand, I believe Councilman Levy's band is performing.
So I heard.
Actually, not my band, it's just some friends I called and said, let's go.
Oh, okay.
You're playing your guitar?
I will be playing a guitar, yes.
I hope so.
It'll be a fun
Maybe
night.
air guitar, who knows?
Oh, God.
And the Oakland Elks is always looking for members, and we've got a great facility if
Well,
anybody
thank
wants
you
to hold an
for
event.
the styrofoam recycling. We brought that up. That's going to be our next agenda.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you very much.
If you can get us a flyer.
Okay, yes, I will.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Thank you.
have them in the control room. I'll bring them out after.
Thank
the
you.
meeting.
Anybody else?
Motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid. I got confused. I thought Councilman Pignatelli.
I was at
It's
one time,
okay.
it's easy.
If I may, just 1 sec, I just want to take 1 second. I want to just thank Bob because he spent a lot of time this afternoon, I guess it was this afternoon, no, yesterday, down in Alaman Brook, we went over everything that we've done down there. He just took a lot of interest in it.
Did you go in the water?
No, he did not. He does want to go in the water there one day. He went in the shed. Went in the shed.
It's stable.
All right,
Every time Lou calls me now, he says, the shed is still there.
here, we gotta slide it back. Total bills already paid, $4,724,385.10.
So moved. No, I'm sorry.
And now we'll go over the bills to be paid, and just for that, in the current fund, there is $312,000.80, Pat.
Thank you.
The water operating fund bills to be paid. Total bills to be paid, $422,441.88.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman
Unless
Knapp.
anybody has a question. Roll call.
Councilman
Yes.
Knapp.
You have a question?
No, I said yes, so call
Oh.
my name.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pivotal.
Yes.
Well, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
The next meeting will be October 16th. I wish all our Jewish family and friends a very happy New Year and very happy and healthy New Year, which will begin Sunday night. And the Jewish New Year is on Monday and Tuesday, the holy day of the Jewish religion. So I wish everyone a good holiday.
All right. It's time.
Then I found out I had